Think of this question. Are you robbing yourself of your life, of your happiness, of the things that you desire because you are staying in the cycle and the loop of the heavy emotional baggage that you're carrying? Welcome to Get Real with Deb, the Monday morning podcast for awakening souls who are ready to break free from ego-driven cycles and to live from your truth and your inner power. I'm Deb Heenahan. Each week we uncover truths, we find inspiration through real stories and raw conversations, and we invite your physical being to meet your authentic self. This is where you allow your soul to finally lead. It's exciting, raw, and real. This, my friends, is where the magic happens. So let's get real together. Hey everyone, welcome to Get Real with Deb. Today's episode is really meant to get your mind thinking, shocking your brain or jarring your mind, really snapping it out of the thought process that it's in so that you can determine what may be holding you back, what may be causing you frustration or angst or unhappiness. So for instance, if you are stuck in a place of feeling down, or you're frustrated with yourself or those around you, if you find yourself churning in thought processes that are worrisome, if you're stuck in these places for too long, that becomes unhealthy. It becomes heavy. You're now carrying what I call this heavy emotional baggage on your back, which weighs you down. It pulls you down and holds you back. I want you to be able to free yourself of any loops or challenges or hurt or pain or worries or fears or anything that doesn't feel good. That's the purpose of today's session, is to release you of that. You deserve the freedom, and I know you want it. I know I do too. It is a work in process, so it takes time to root through what you're feeling. But it's important to ask yourself some very pointed questions that may help you snap out of being in cycles that keep on looping, that don't feel good. Ask yourself these questions and see what your answers are. I do want you to write it down on paper, because the act of writing down your answers and looking at them makes it very real. It brings it to life for your mind, for your brain that is telling you something different. So one of the first questions that I want you to think about is, what is your thought pattern around the fears, the worries, the doubts, the frustration, whatever the situation may be? How are you thinking about this particular experience and situation? What are those thought patterns doing for you? Really think about that question. If you're thinking about fears, if you're thinking about lack, if you're churning and hitting rewind and play on the same emotion, on the same worry, on the same fear, on the same feeling, and on the same energy, whatever it is, if you are churning in that space, you are giving it power. I talk about this all of the time because it is critically important to understand and be conscious and aware of where you are spending your time, thoughts, words, actions, and reactions, where your energy is, because it is the driving force in your life. So you want to really take in and understand that the more you focus on the lack, for instance, you are giving it power and creating more of it. The question is, does that thought pattern, does that thought process, does that focus on lack really help you? I know that the obvious answer is no, but we still churn. We still hit rewind and play. We still stay in that loop and in that circle until we make a decision, a conscious one, to say, oh my goodness, I didn't realize that I keep on saying the same thing. I didn't realize just how much energy and how much power I'm putting behind the very thing that I don't want. You don't want more lack. You don't want more struggles financially. You don't want more worries. Nobody does. So you have to make the conscious effort to stop that thought process. And again, it's asking, is this thought process, my thoughts that, oh my gosh, I don't have enough money, or I am working from paycheck to paycheck, are these thoughts really helping me, or are they hurting me? And when you answer that question, if the answer is they're not helping you, and in fact, they are hurting you, then what are you going to do about it? You need to write it down, look at it, own it. This is not criticism. This is about conscious living. This is about you loving you so much that you invest in understanding what your thoughts, words, and actions are so that you can change it up. You write that down, you look at it, and then you change and shift the way that you think and speak as it relates to that situation. I am abundant. Thank you so much, universe, for bringing me abundance so that I can be free and feel very good financially. Now, if you notice, I didn't say anything about lack. I didn't say anything about not having money. I talked about abundance. I put energy behind it as if it's real. And I can tell you that I've done this all of my life, and I have abundance because I believe it. When you first start, though, you may say it and you may not believe it because the deeper energy inside of you has been focused on this other thought process for so long. That's why you want to write it down. The act of writing it down allows for you to cross it off. You're making it real to your mind because you're looking at it and you're reading it. You're owning it. You're making it real so that you can tell your mind, I'm choosing abundance. And so you want to even take it a step further and write down your new thought process. Carry around the sheet of paper if you need to. Write a little cheat sheet for yourself. And every time you say, I'm struggling or I don't have money, I can't do that because I don't have money, I can't go there because I don't have money, pause, time out. You can do anything because the universe is waiting to give you the abundance that you desire, but you keep on asking for the opposite. Shift your thought process, shift your words to be more positive, write it down, retrain your brain so that your energy can follow, so that the universe can respond and deliver what it is that you desire. The other thing that goes in line with understanding your thought process and where your focus is and how much power you're putting behind the very thing that you don't want is really understanding where it came from. These are beliefs that were formed either from our environment, from the outer world, from past experiences, something that we may have learned from others. Understand where it came from so that you can say, that doesn't exist anymore. That doesn't work for me. It's not serving my highest purpose anymore. So I am now choosing for me. If you were brought up in an environment and you had different words that were said to you when you were younger, as a child, or even as an adult or throughout your life, you really have to pause and ask yourself, are those words mine? Identify why you may be thinking the way you're thinking. And if your answer is going to be, well, I could show you proof. Here's a piece of paper. This is my paycheck. This is what I get paid. Okay, then let's take a look at that and let's try to find a job that may pay you more. If you come up with an excuse saying there aren't any jobs, that's your belief. Because again, remember, the universe is waiting to deliver abundance to you. If you would only just ask and be open to it and believe that it is there. There will always be reasons and will always be external items and probably a list of evidence, so-called evidence, that will tell you the opposite. But you have the power to choose for you. So if you were told when you were younger certain words, or if you see things today, you have to recognize that you can change it up. I will share with you that if I lived my life and grew up based on some words that were said to me when I was younger, my life would be wildly different and likely the complete opposite. I wouldn't be where I am today. I wouldn't love life the way I do. I wouldn't be positive the way I am if I allowed somebody else's words to drive me. We will all, I won't even say we can, we will all internalize other people's words, especially if someone says to you, you can't do this or you can't do that, or you are this or you are that. We are going to internalize that. We are also going to internalize when we don't receive the love and support from family members or those we trust. We as children can internalize that and say, wow, I see all of these other kids receiving love or support or stating that someone is proud of them and they don't receive that. We can all take that as there's something wrong with me. But there will come a point in time when you will recognize just how much those words of someone else, which are empty words, have given so much power to who you are, have driven your mind and your brain and yourself down a path of challenges, of things you don't want. You will realize that one day, this isn't working for me and I don't know why. That's why we're here. You must ask yourself, is there something that has driven me down this road of challenges, this repeated pattern, this turmoil, or the loop of not feeling good? What has driven you there? When you can understand it, it's not about saying, this person said that, so it's their fault. No, it's nobody's fault. Everybody operates and lives from the place of where they are capable at that time. It doesn't mean that those people do or do not love you. It doesn't mean anything other than the experience occurred so that you can learn something, so that they could learn something, whether we learn it or not, but so that we can realize we are all coming from our own place with our own fears. We're projecting our fears. We're doing different things that don't help others, but we don't realize the consequences. At the end of the day, there will always be someone that has said something or done something to you that can drive you down into quicksand, and you're now stuck and carrying heavy stuff and you can't move forward. But you have to say, if I remain where I am, is this helping me or hurting me? If it's hurting you, you have to take an action for yourself because you love yourself. Take an action and shift that thought process. Change up that thought pattern. Shock your brain, shock your mind into thinking differently. You have the power to do so. Pen to paper is what will help you because it makes it real. It allows you to cross it off and write down what you want. Think of this question. Are you robbing yourself of your life, of your happiness, of the things that you desire because you are staying in the cycle and the loop of the heavy emotional baggage that you're carrying? Do you really want to rob yourself of your life? Are you allowing the words or the past experiences, the past hurt, to dictate your current life? You have the opportunity, you have the power of choice, you have the ability to say, those empty words or that hurtful experience is gone. It's not working for me to hang on to it. So I am now going to release it with love and light. There are different ways to do this, but I'm going to release this and I am going to move forward in my power, choosing what it is that I desire. I know it's hard to forgive. I know it's hard to recognize the driving force of where you are today. But when you release all of that, it's now no longer in there. You will feel a freedom. I promise you, you will. It's a matter of giving yourself time to feel, to release, to process, and to heal. You must choose you. You must choose the opportunity to change things up. You are able to do this. Aren't you worth it? So I leave you with this. Take all of what you're going to capture and the new answers and the new thought process that you're going to feed your brain and mind with, because it's going to come from your heart. Your heart is going to drive this, because the truth is, you can have anything you want. You have to believe, but you must shift your thought process and retrain your brain to think differently. Don't allow your brain to constantly be thinking and driving your life, your current life, based on past experiences that don't feel good and the future that doesn't exist. Be in the present, come from your heart. Believe in you. Believe in abundance on all levels, whatever that may be. Financially, love, whatever it is. Believe in it, because if you believe in it, it will come true. But you have to help your mind and your brain to think that way. It needs help thinking positively, thinking in a way that is helpful to you. Capture your words every day if you need to and look at them. Recognize what you're saying to yourself, because you may be surprised just how much there is negative self-talk. Write down what you are thinking, because your mind will be blown away. Your heart will be blown away. Your eyes will pop out and think, oh my goodness, I can't believe I'm saying this about myself. Write it down. Feel it. Make a decision based on what you see. Is it helping you or hurting you? And if it's hurting you, shift your thought process to be what it is you desire. This is a daily process. In the beginning, it may be a little bit difficult, but it will eventually get easier and easier, because you're retraining your brain and your mind to think positive, to come from love, to come from truth. I believe in you. And I know that if you were to go through this exercise, I promise you, you will see a gigantic, beautiful, positive shift in your life. I know you can do this because I have done it. Give yourself back the power that you already have. Gift yourself with the life you desire by helping your mind and brain to think that way. I know you can do it. And I'll see you in the next episode. If you're not sure where to start, because this is a hard one, I know that I gave you some questions on where to start, but if you're still unsure, please reach out. Try my free program. It walks you through different scenarios. My other programs walk you through the exact taking beliefs for a test drive, how to reason through what's working and what's not working for you, how to help retrain your brain. So take a look at getrealliveyourstory.com. I'd love to hear from you. I truly appreciate your presence and your energy, and I'd love for you to join me every Monday as we dive deeper into uncovering your true self and stepping fully into your power. And until then, I'm sending you lots of love and light.